Hey guys, today we're going to be fooling around in the garden a little bit, harvesting some veggies and just some normal day-to-day chores. Starting out with my big Bertha peppers here, I'm picking the peppers that are left from about midsummer that started growing during the high temps. Usually during midsummer my peppers tend to be a little smaller than they normally would be. So you can see there's some really large ones and then there's these little ones that are already turning red. That's what I'm harvesting today. These bigger ones I'm going to let grow quite a bit more now that it's cooler. They'll stay growing for a bit longer and they'll give me a bigger pepper. Highly recommend this variety of sweet pepper because they get really big and they're super prolific. So this plant produced so much fruit that branches kept breaking off because the fruit was so heavy. This is Ichiban eggplant. Again, this is leftover from the high heat of summer, so the fruit is normally much darker and much more purple than this, but they're kind of stragglers. And I'm about to pull up my eggplants right now anyway. This is burgundy okra. This is my favorite variety of okra because they can get quite large and still be tender enough to eat. So they stay tender longer than most varieties of okra that I've grown. Over here, I'm going to be picking red okra. I don't really like this variety as much as the burgundy okra because this variety can't get too big because they don't stay tender very long. You'll also notice that they have more sections than the burgundy okra. I just had a difficult time with liking this okra. You've got to pick them when they're really young in order to enjoy them. I would say anywhere between about 4 to 5 inches, although 5 inches is pushing it for this variety. These are yard-long beans. I love these beans. They're just like green beans. They taste the same. They look the same. They're just really long. And they grow really fast, which I love. These are ghost peppers. My sons really love spicy stuff, so this year we grew ghost peppers, habanero peppers, Carolina Reaper, scorpion peppers, death peppers, Thai peppers, and one other one that I can't quite remember right now. These are habanero peppers and they're super duper prolific. I get them all season long from spring until the first frost, and you can actually pick them when they're green or this yellow color and they'll turn red within a few days. It's a fairly hot pepper. We like really spicy food and this one's pretty hot, but not as hot as we like. I also find that these really like the high heat of summer here in East Texas. They do most of their growing during that time and it does not faze them at all. They produce fruit throughout the heat with no problem. Habaneros are also excellent for pickling or drying. This is one of my favorite things to grow in my garden. I grew it last year and I'm growing it this year again, and I'll be growing it every year from now on. They're Mexican sour gherkins, also known as mouse melons. They're really great. They taste just like a cucumber, but they look like a watermelon, like a mini watermelon, and they're just a teeniest bit sour. So this year I'm planning on canning a bunch of these. This is just one plant, and I'll show you the other plant here in a bit. Actually, this is the other plant here. So one plant really does take over. You really don't need a whole bunch, but if you're planning on canning a ton of this, then plant more, because I wish I would have planted a lot more this year. I think I've got 3 plants going right now. I can't wait to pickle these, although you really don't need to because they're the teeniest bit sour, but I really like a sour pickle, so I'm going to be pickling most of these. These are also heat tolerant and drought tolerant, which is excellent for East Texas. You guys have seen this before in a previous video. This is Malabar spinach. It's not actually a spinach, it's a climbing vine, but it tastes like spinach mixed with chard. It's excellent raw. When you cook it, it can be a teeny bit mucilaginous, but it's not bad. And the berries are also edible, and you can use the berries for food coloring because it has a really strong pigmentation, and they don't have a really strong flavor. Now Duke and I are going to work on this bed that I kind of let go. It has a few eggplants and pepper plants in there, as well as a pumpkin plant. So I really need to weed this bed, which is what I'm doing now. It's probably going to end up being a 2-day process because my back cannot handle this kind of work sometimes. And here's Duke playing. He was bugging me, so I had to take a break and play with him for a little bit. Alright, back to work on this little bed. You can see I've already pulled out a ton of grass and an eggplant. My back's already starting to hurt because I have a herniated disc. And Duke keeps bugging me too. So right now I'm trying to pull the grass out of this bed. It's kind of entwined with this chocolate mint that I propagated and put in here. And of course Duke, we got a butt shot of Duke right now. So I've got a ton of chocolate mint in this bed. I usually just cut a stem off of my chocolate mint and I'll stick it into a new bed, and I probably stuck about 7 pieces into this bed, so it'll take over next year when it comes back after winter. This is so funny because Duke was sniffing my hair as I was trying to work. Just a little update on the African basil that I pruned last week. It's already gone to flower again. But look back in my video timeline because I did a video of this plant when I first planted it and it was tiny. Just collected a few eggs from the chickens. And we're back to this bed again. It seems like I'm not making much progress, but I've pulled out so much and I'm gonna finish this up tomorrow. I actually forgot that I had planted some peas in here, so I ended up pulling some peas out, but that's okay. I'll seed start those again here pretty soon. I'm trying to decide on whether or not I should pull this other eggplant. I probably will end up pulling it. This is a birdhouse gourd. I started a little late. I'm not hopeful that I'll get any gourds off this plant this year, but I thought I would try anyway. These are a bunch of zinnia volunteers that came up in the middle of my bed. I love that these are self-seeding, but I don't know that I'll get flowers off of these. And then I've got garlic coming up here with some lettuce. This is a Thai chili. This is a patty pan squash or scalloped squash. I've already picked a huge one off of it that I let go too long, but I'm excited to get more. And this is my huge watermelon. I had this tomato cage leaning up against the barn, and this watermelon snuck its way through and I didn't notice it, so now it's stuck behind that cage for a while until I'm ready to pick it. This is my loofah growing on the fence line. I've got a few starting on there. They're really tiny, so I'm really hoping that I get some this year, but I may not because we're due to have an earlier frost this year between October 11th and October 20th, so I may not get any. And that was the little loofah that I was showing right there. So here's another watermelon. The only type of watermelon I grew this year was the yellow watermelon. It's really good. We've already eaten a few, and I've got several growing right now still. And here's Leo and Violet saying hello. Here's some of the large windows that we got from Lowe's today. If you guys don't know, we're in the middle of converting a barn into a house. Here's the front entrance that we redid. There used to not be an opening there, so it's been quite a chore. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching today and hanging out while I do a few chores around my garden. Tomorrow I'm going to be posting some stuff about chickens, I think. Don't hold me to it. Here's Harley and Jack playing around. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more videos and hit that bell for notifications. I'm planning on posting videos every single day. Thanks for watching.